would say now he's gotten the job. If this question had come before now, I would be able to say that I do not think we need him. But he's there now, so all we need to do is see what best he can do or what best we can do to support him to succeed. Now, going by his previous records, going by all that he's achieved in sports, ordinarily one wouldn't have said he's the best for the Super Eagles at this time. But here we are. Decision makers have made their decisions. They've taken the decisions. We can only talk, but they already have their way. Well, I think his assessment will start when he starts playing games. He's not had any game with Nigeria, so we can't assess him. But going by his previous records, I don't think he would have been the best for Nigeria at this time. Not against other homegrown indigenous coaches who have had better records within and outside Nigeria. On a scale of 1 to 10, I don't think Shele will fit in at any point. But of course, having him been appointed, all we need to do is give support and see the best that we can get from him being Nigerians. And of course, at all times, irrespective of whatever decisions are taken, we want Nigeria to excel. Because in Nigeria's excellence, we are proud. In Nigeria's excellence, those of us that are in the media and sporting media, to be precise, we can do business. If Nigeria is not winning, the biggest brand for Nigeria is the Super Eagles, sports-wise. So if Nigeria is not winning, if Nigeria is not making waves, then we don't have business to do. So it's in our interest that he succeeds. So to that extent, I would say yes. But looking at his appointment, I think it's just a part of the over-politicization of the sporting industry, power show by the immediate past president of the Football Federation, Melvin Pinnick Amaju. Having failed in his 2 terms, continues to transverse the terrain to show he still has power. And of course, he brought Shele. And of course, the Gusau, the incumbent president of the Football Federation, has to listen to his master. So his master's voice, that's what we're experiencing. If they like, let them bring the Sadi. You see, there are things about Nigeria and Nigerian sports that should not surprise anybody. Politics are played everywhere, and balancing of acts are played everywhere. Federal character everywhere. And the federal character thing is just all very pretentious things they do. It's definitely not for the interest of Nigeria. Just to show that, okay, we've taken somebody from the south, or we've taken one from the west, or we are now taking from the north. Who will we take in the north? Let's bring Ahmed Musa. He's calm. He'll be able to talk to the players. What is he going to say to the players? He's past his prime a long time ago. So it's all politics and not in the interest of the nation. I can tell you that. But for Chele going around Europe, yes, he has to. Because everywhere you go, to be the chief coach of the Nigerian national team, senior national team, can be a huge task. Because every day you have Nigerian boys showing up in big leagues, in small clubs, in championship clubs, even around the country. You find players everywhere. Nigeria, I think today, if we are not exporting oil, I think we are exporting footballers to everywhere, even those that are born abroad. I mean, you can imagine this young boy at Arsenal, 17, Ethnan Nwaneri, and there's an Okoli, there's Ndidi, both at Leicester City. So everywhere you go, you see Nigerian boys showing stuff. So to be the coach of a Nigerian team at the level of the Super Eagles is a huge task. One would expect that we should have a scouting department. One would expect that we have a department that should take charge of team psychology. We expect that we have the technical department or the directorate for technical at the Football Federation to be well equipped with people that are sound in mind, sound technically, and have capacity to work and deliver. With all of that put together, then they should be able to advise and situate the coach at the point where he can deliver and work well. Well, you see, I said yes, because I've been one of those that have always been clamoring that there's need to have a National Sports Commission. Now, having a National Sports Commission that is populated or that is headed by politicians is neither here nor there. It may not take us anywhere. We need to separate our sport. Yes, sports you cannot do away with politics at some level. But in terms of the administration, in terms of the management, in terms of the execution, there's need to be able to separate sports and politics. In the days where we held sway in sports, where the National Sports Commission functioned effectively, all of those that occupied the position as Director General, as directors in the then National Sports Commission, were professionals. If you recall from the days of Abraham Odia, Awotro Eleya, and of course Isaac Akioye, that laid the structure and foundation for a proper National Sports Commission just after the All Africa Games, was a thoroughbred professional from the University of Ife. And there are other such professionals all around this country. And you need to ask, if we are not able to seek and give these people jobs and give them tasks to deliver, we always will go look for political loyalists to put in positions so that they answer to us. Politics is just, to me these days, it's more like a window for public relations for political parties and individuals that are into politics to express themselves, or maybe also at the same time also reward loyalists. That's what we find. So in terms of the technicalities on administration and management of sports, in its true sense, we're still very far from it. Plenty improvement, I would say. The current managers of the league are doing everything they can to ensure that our league gets back to a competitive level at the continent, gets back to a competitive level at the rate at which we, those of us local people like myself, can appreciate our football and our footballers once again. The question to ask is to say, are we doing enough? The answer will be no. Who are those not doing enough? The media, the sporting media in Nigeria is not doing well enough. Would I say sporting media? Yes. And also the bigger media is not doing well enough. And because we are not doing well enough, that's why our league is still where it is. We would have gone further than this. The other aspect of it is government. Government across the states. Football business is supposed to be good business. Football business is supposed to be run by private individuals and clubs. There's nothing wrong to say that the people of a particular state cannot run a football club in conjunction with other private individuals who will be stakeholders and are interested in the promotion of sport and football in the sense that we're talking about it now. But what we have is that we have state governments owning football teams, and those that are administering the football teams are SA this, SA that have been appointed as a reward, that have been appointed because they are loyal, that have been appointed because they can talk a little bit about foreign leagues. Somebody can talk about the league, talk about the La Liga and the EPL, and that qualifies him to be SA in charge of sports in some states of the federation. And these are the bunch of persons or the group of persons who are running our football around the country. So who runs the clubs, the texture of the clubs, what names the clubs are bearing, what history behind the clubs, and those are the things that tells you that the states are not doing enough, the Football Federation not doing enough, but I think largely the media, check out our sports programs. All you find are talking heads talking about who scored the best goal in the world, who scored the best goal in Europe, who scored the best goal in England and all that. That's what we find. You hardly will see shows, package shows about the best goals of the Nigerian League over the past weekend. The best goals, the best dribbles, how many passes, proper statistics, because the media is not doing enough. The sporting media, that is journalists, that are practitioners, they are not doing enough because they are not tasking themselves. They just go on the internet, download one or two things, watch and everything. All you know is you take, as a content creator in sports, you need to just take a shot of the goal that the assist that Nwaneri gave, or Merino scored a goal for Arsenal, and you superimpose yourself and you talk over it, and that's content, and you post it, and there are likes and there are followers, and that's it, what we do. But you do not have individuals going to places to take content. All around Lagos, as we look at as we are now, all around Nigeria, sports is going on every day. As a practitioner myself, in those days when I used to be the street reporter, we covered football from everywhere. From Abeson, from Bagada, from Volkswagen, down on Ojo, Abete, anywhere. All of those places, and boys are still playing football. You go to Evans Square, boys are still playing football. Go to Lafayette, they're still playing football. Go to Alakoro, you still see boxing. So all of these sports are still going on. But where are the journalists that will cover these events and bring them to the fore and package them? The journalists are not ready to do that job. Even those that are ready are not funded. Even those that work are not paid salaries. So everybody is just finding the easy way out, cutting corners and doing their best. Now, for our league and our sports to grow, there has to be heavy investment in the media. Because everything you see about the EPL, the La Liga, you take the EPL and analyze it, you see a variety of shows all about the weekend games, the weekend wrap, the best goals, the best flops, the referee angle, even the advertising and marketing. Because when all of this are put in a fray, then people can relate to it. People can leverage on it. Brands can come and give sponsorship. But we are not able to attract sponsorship because there's nothing for the brands to take away. Because if you give brands value, they will attach to it. And it never used to be so. Before 2006, the La Liga was not popular. The EPL was not popular. The Champions League was not popular. What were Nigerians watching? Because the media itself sold out. By investing, Nigerian media organizations came together, put money together, and went to buy rights of the EPL and started broadcasting it on Nigerian television for the consumption of Nigerians so they can make cheap money from telcos and from the brewing industry. They made more money for themselves. I mean, the media houses, rather than invest in the local league. Then they will tell them, who will watch Nigerian league? I mean, those are the questions they asked at the time. Some of us that were able to find courage, we found courage and we asked them, why would we be doing this? But of course, we were not many enough for our voices to be heard. And that's why we're here. We are where we are. So it's not far when we lost it. Can we redeem ourselves? Yes, we can, if we want to. But it will take a whole lot of courage. It will take a whole lot of work. It will take a whole lot of commitment. God help us.
Human achievements, goal setting, hard work, and dedication have been proven to be some of the elements towards success. The journey of remarkable individuals with lasting impact on the world are often filled with manifold stories, but through determination, they build their lives and make extraordinary contributions. Join me on the story of a trailblazer in business and philanthropy, Aiboje Ig Mokwede, a lawyer turned banker who has done well for himself, made an indelible mark within the banking sector, and has continued in his ambition of touching lives within Nigeria and across Africa. Aiboje Ike Imokwede. Within the Nigerian business space and philanthropy, few names resonate and are respected profoundly. Such is Aiboje Ike Imokwede. If you're just watching, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great documentaries. Like, share, and comment. Known as a successful business mogul, banker, investor, and a philanthropist who cares about making difference, Ike Imokwede's story is one of hard work, creativity, and a desire to drive positive change across Africa. Born to civil service parents on September 24, 1966, in Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria, he hails from Sabongida Ora, Edo State. Aiboje spent his formative years with his parents in Lagos, where he had his primary education at St. Saviour's School. He enrolled into Federal Government College, Kaduna, and at age 16, he was admitted to study law at the University of Benin, where he graduated at a young age of 19 with a law degree, displaying early signs of his exceptional intellect and drive. Called to the Nigerian bar in 1987, he started his career in 1988 as a lawyer at Continental Merchant Bank during his National Youth Service Corps NYSC year. In 1991, he joined Guarantee Trust Bank PLC GT Bank, where he rose to prominence as an executive director. His big moment came in 2002 when he led the acquisition of Access Bank, turning it from a small regional bank into a big player, a banking powerhouse in the industry. Throughout his career, Ike Imokweede has taken on different leadership roles, including Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Access Bank until December 2013. He later became President of the Nigerian Stock Exchange and retired in 2017, but remains on the National Council. Bowing out of Access Bank, he was given a befitting send-off.
No man or combination of men could transform what we met in Access Bank in 2002 into what would cause this type of people to come and celebrate today.
His foresight and managerial acumen have brought him chairmanship and directorial roles in prominent organizations such as African Finance Corporation, Associated Discount House Limited, Petrolon Energy, among others, thereby contributing greatly to their growth and sustainability. Hard work, they say, pays. Aiboje Ike Imokwede's hard work earned him many awards and honors. He received the National Productivity Order of Merit Award in 2009, conferred with Commander of the Order of the Niger CON in 2011 by the then President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, during his administration for contributing to banking and finance. As a visionary leader, he was installed into the E&Y World Entrepreneurs Hall of Fame in 2011 as the EY West Africa Entrepreneur of the Year and named African Banker of the Year in 2013. These amounting to how much others values his leadership and ideas. He got honored by Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers of Nigeria. Beside his work, Aige Mokwede also gives back to society. This philanthropist is involved in efforts to improve governance and healthcare across Africa through his Aige Mokwede Foundation, making a positive impact on people's lives. He initiated the Adopt a Healthcare Facility program in 2019, and he is the chairman of ABC Health and director of the Private Sector Health Alliance of Nigeria. He is the founder of chairman of Coronation Capital Limited since 2015 and has contributed to the growth of the Coronation ecosystem. Coronation Capital Limited, with other arms of its businesses, also bettered Coronation Art Gallery in Lagos on the 13th of May 2022, a platform for showcasing exceptional works of art that embodied the essence of cultural significance and artistic expression. Aigboje Aige Mokwede founded Coronation Art Gallery with the vision of democratizing art, foster appreciation and understanding for the artistic world, and making it accessible to a wider audience.
Bumi Augusto is, I knew Bumi when she was born. I know her parents, and I know all her siblings. She's a beautiful, wonderful, gifted Nigerian artist, and just like many of the others here. The piece behind me is a triptych, long throats, all up to longer throats. I actually thought that I was going to caption this collection. This is really a microcosm of my entire collection, but I was going to capture it longer throats because this represents a lot of this collecting I did during COVID. Many of these pieces actually were not in Nigeria. I brought them home. I'll tell you something. I'm known for collecting masters, the Enwonwus and the Yusuf Grillos and so on. I still do, okay? And I kind of stuck to that genre of classic. Those are the people who, when I was growing up, as I told you, those are the people who were my parents, either just older than them or contemporaries. So I grew up knowing these artists as my uncles, okay? So my first collecting was, from works, done by masters like that. After a while, these works are really priced in. But Bumi Augusto, her works, which may appear even a bit pricey now, in 10 years' time, So this is also hosted by Coronation, which are companies that are all about wealth creation. So there's also the investment angle. I don't collect for investments, but with all that these great Nigerian and African artists, the young ones, have been doing, and the way their prices have been rising, I've got to focus on investments now.
He collaborated with the Nigerian Civil Service to digitalize work processes and public service delivery in October 2021. Recognizing 43 public servants at the 2022 Civil Service Award ceremony on behalf of the Aige Mokwede Foundation with an encouragement of cash prize worth 500,000 naira for each awardees.
It is my understanding that annually 43 public servants will be recognized in this fashion. And so with effect from the 2022 Civil Service Awards ceremony, on behalf of the Aige Mokwede Foundation, we will be putting an endowment with effect from this award session, whereby each awardee receives a cash prize of 500,000 naira. And in the interest of digital culture, the credits will go directly to your accounts.
Among his many certifications, affiliations, and fellowships, Ige Mokwede holds Triumph MBA from the London School of Economics, New York University, and HEC Paris. He attended an executive management program at Harvard Business School in the year 2000, and he is a member of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, also appointed to the International Advisory Board of Oxford University's Blavatnik School of Government. Ige Mokwede is a honorary fellow of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria and had received an honorary doctorate of science from Olabisi Onabanjo University in 2018. Also honored by Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers of Nigeria last year in a groundbreaking ceremony.
If the operators of our markets, of a nation's capital markets, are properly resourced in terms of skill, capacity, and conduct, nothing can stop that nation and its citizens from leaving the tarmac and moving from third world to first world. Nothing can stop it. The correlation between the advancement of financial markets and the advancement of national economies is perfect. It's not almost, it is perfect. And so, you understand why I have tied myself to the future of this market and why I have tried from the very word go that my voice was heard to get the public sector and the elite within the private sector to understand that we cannot ignore this market.
Igboje is the first African co-chairman of the Global Business Coalition on Health and chairman of the Friends of the Global Fund, Africa. The business mogul has made significant donations to the Global Fund. He is the vice chairman of the Global Citizen Nigeria and creator of the Nigerian Solidarity Support Fund. There is always a story, or say many stories, behind every success, and this Ige Mokwede has shared in a book called Leaving the Tarmac, Buying a Bank in Africa, Red Door 2020. In it, he talked about how he and others turned Access Bank into a major success, showing his determination and vision.
On a personal note, I think the first thing is that I left Access Bank. I retired as CEO in 2013, and I knew that I needed time off just to recharge my battery, so to speak. I didn't think I would have more than a year and a half before my perpetual motion character, kind of took over once again. And so I wanted to use that period as productively as possible. So I had a year and a half, and what better to do in a year and a half, than write a book. And for me, it was an opportunity, for posterity to tell the story to my children in a structured sense, because before then, I just hadn't had the opportunity to sit down with my kids and say, this is what I did today, or this is what I did yesterday, and these are the highs and the lows of this journey. Herbert and I went through a hell of an experience between 2002 and 2013, and for him, that experience has continued. We learned so much. We were exposed to so many things. We had really, really great mountains that we climbed. We scaled some pretty high heights and so on. In a sense, it would be very selfish of us to, lock this up in a box and not share it with others, because I think our experience, can be used by any other person who has an ambition to go out there and do, whatever it is they seek, whatever it is they dream about. And so the notion of writing for posterity and recording this period in my life, and probably more important, the notion of preparing a way for others, those are the things that drove me to write the book.
Ige Mokwede, former managing director of Access Bank Group, returns to lead Access Holdings, replacing Abubakar Jimo. His return after a decade aims to realize the shared vision of the late co-founder, Herbert Wigwe. Access Holdings PLC, trading under the Access Corp ticker on the Nigerian exchange, began to feel Igboje's progressive impact as its stock value increased by 1.52% following his appointments as chairman. Igboje Ige Mokwede is back again. Aige Mokwede is married to Ofovwe Aige Mokwede and has 4 children, namely Ohiozoje, Aima, Morenike, and Renown. He has been able to balance his family life with his professional achievements, setting an example as a leader and role model to many. He is an ordained minister of the Promised Land Ministry. In the annals of Nigerian business history, his story stands out, showcasing the power of vision, perseverance, and giving back to the community. From his humble beginnings to global recognition, he inspires others to dream big and make a difference. His legacy remains as he continues to make strides in business and philanthropy.
Trafalgar Square, established in 1844, is a symbol of British naval history and a popular cultural spot in London. Named after the 1805 Battle of Trafalgar, it has been the site of celebrations, protests, and cultural events, representing the changing identity of the city. It houses several landmarks, like the Nelson Column, St. Martin in the Fields Church, and the National Gallery. The Nelson's Column, a tribute to a naval hero, is the main feature of Trafalgar Square. Standing 52 meters tall, completed in 1843, it honors Admiral Horatio Nelson's victory at Trafalgar. The column is topped with a statue of Nelson, and 4 bronze panels at its base show scenes from his battles. Surrounding it are 4 large bronze lions added in 1867, symbolizing British power.
Iconic part of British culture, not just in its look, but this is very much the sort of centre of London. You know, whenever there's a celebration, a protest, it's a public space that's very important for a lot of not just people that live in London, but for the UK. You know, it's a place where people would congregate. You know, I remember being here all around the 25 Olympics. It was very much one of the centerpieces of British culture. Yeah, no, you used to be able to climb on the lions when I was younger, but you can't do it anymore. So there you go. That's progress for you.
St. Martin's in the Fields Church, reputed as an architectural gem, was built between 1722 and 1726. It is known for its neoclassical design by architect James Gibbs, and is famous for its portico and steeple, and has influenced architecture worldwide. The church also a rich musical history, hosting concerts and helping the homeless.
Yeah, I actually came to London just on a little day trip, and then I remembered that this church sometimes has classical music on, so I just popped in, and there's no concert, but there were some people practicing. So there's a quartet of violins, and they made some lovely, sort of practiced for some classical concert. So I really enjoyed just sitting there for 10 minutes, listening to it. It's lovely. It's a really nice church, and it's nice that people don't use it much time. So maybe we should have a nice coffee as well.
The National Gallery, founded in 1824, is a treasure trove of art. Located on the north side of Trafalgar Square, it houses over 2,300 artworks from the 13th to 20th century, with free public access to masterpieces from major European artists.
I'm not really sure. I haven't been through the museum yet, but I'm here for a Christian heritage tour to kind of learn more about the history of the Protestant Reformation in England and Christian history here in England through the paintings that are in the gallery. So that's what I'm here for today.
Trafalgar Square blends Britain's naval history with modern art and culture. It remains an important public space, attracting millions of visitors each year to experience London's rich heritage and vibrant atmosphere. Chike Okolo, reporting for Souq News.
Plastic waste is a mounting crisis, but it also presents an opportunity for business and government to lead the vanguard for systemic change. While regulations, corporate initiatives, and citizens' engagement have made progress, much more is needed in how businesses shape consumer behavior, how governments enforce environmental policies beyond rhetoric, and how public perception is managed through strategic communication. For decades, Nigeria's reliance on single-use plastic sachets, bags, and food packaging has grown, driven by affordability and convenience. However, this has come with a cost. The country generates an estimated 2.5 million tons of plastic wastes annually, with only about 12% recycled. In urban centers like Lagos, Abuja, Ibadan, Port Harcourt, waste is a leading contributor to clogged drainage systems, flooding, and environmental degradation. In this special report, Bayo Olaoye examines the challenges facing efforts to tackle the menace of plastic wastes in the country. Despite past government efforts to curb indiscriminate plastic use, such as Lagos environmental sanitation laws under former Governor Babatunde Fashola, enforcements have been inconsistent. The challenge now is moving beyond periodic government crackdowns and isolated corporate initiatives to a coordinated long-term shift towards a responsible plastic use, recycling, and waste management. Leading Nigerian manufacturing companies are taking active steps to integrate recycling and responsible disposal into their operations. Key initiatives include investing in recycling hubs, with Coca-Cola of Nigeria, Nestle, and Guinness setting up plastic recovery and recycling hubs, creating an ecosystem where post-consumer waste is collected, processed, and refused. Retailers and distributors are being encouraged and in some cases incentivized to set up collection points where consumers can return used packaging for responsible disposal. There is also brand-driven consumer education. Organizations have introduced citizen advocacy campaigns to influence individual waste disposal behavior. This kind of messaging, when amplified by large brands, can have a ripple effect in shifting cultural habits. Beyond environmental responsibility, investing in circular economy models enhances long-term profitability, strengthens brand equity, and aligns with global environmental, social, and governance standards. To effectively shape consumer behavior and stakeholders' engagement, businesses must leverage communication strategies that go beyond compliance reports. Employees should be active participants in sustainability efforts. Companies can integrate sustainability training, incentivize waste reduction, and implement office-wide plastic reduction policies, engaging suppliers, investors, and partners in sustainability commitments such as reducing excessive packaging or co-investing in recycling solutions to create an ecosystem-wide impact. Mass communication campaigns, social influencers, partnerships, and media collaborations can help educate consumers on practical steps for responsible plastic use and disposal. While Nigeria has engaged in international climate and sustainability conversations, the government must go beyond policy declarations and foreign aid incentives. The priority should be local, long-term economic and health benefit. Rather than reactivate bans that are often poorly enforced, the government can provide tax incentives for businesses, investing in recycling infrastructure while enforcing stricter regulations on reduction and disposal, expanding waste management facilities, establishing more government-led recycling centers, and integrating waste picker into a formalized economy can improve efficiency and create jobs. The administration of Governor Babatunde Fashola demonstrated that when the government takes waste disposal seriously with clear penalties for violations, citizens pay attention. The government must invest and consistently engage public education on the economic and health impact of plastic waste. A cleaner environment leads to a lower public health costs, fewer disease outbreaks, and increased workers' productivity due to better air quality and more usable public spaces. The Nigerian plastic waste problem is not just an environmental issue. It is an economic and reputational challenge for businesses and a government issue for policymakers. By adopting strategic communications, businesses can shift consumer behavior, governments can enhance enforcement, and citizens can embrace a cleaner and more sustainable future.
Hello and welcome to Souq News Television. We're reaching you live from our studios in Lagos. I am Olumide Shokoya. Now the news. Nigeria's Senate President Godswill Akpabio has called on African nations to stop exporting raw materials and start building industries that add value to create jobs. Speaking at the first ever Raw Materials Summit in Abuja, Akpabio, represented by Senator Aminu Abbas, warned that Africa's economy will remain stagnant unless countries process their resources locally. He said Africa must break free from a model where it exports crude oil, cocoa, leather, timber, and only to import finished goods like petrol, chocolate, and shoes. The Senate, he revealed, is backing a new law, the 30% minimum value addition bill. If passed, it will require that all raw materials exported from Nigeria must be at least 30% processed locally. The goal, according to Akpabio, is to spark industrialization, boost local jobs, and shift Africa's role in global trade from suppliers to producers. The Minister of Power has called on the government to provide urgent funding for the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, to expand the main country's electricity grid. Speaking at the recent Senate retreat, Power Minister Adelabu said the transmission company is struggling to operate on limited internal revenue, which is not enough to cover salaries or upgrade infrastructure. He warned that the persistent underinvestment in power distributions is crippling electricity delivery nationwide, with some distribution companies failing to meet performances expectations. The minister stressed the need for tougher enforcement and urged the National Assembly to pass stricter laws to stop vandalism and power theft, which are major challenges for the sector. Despite historic 6,000 megawatt power output recorded in March, Adelabu said more private investment is needed to improve transmission and distribution networks, and announced plans to revive key power plants in the north, including Makurdi Hydropower and Kaduna Thermal plants. Now, the Anambra State government is set to privatize its kaolin factory in Ukpo as part of efforts to revive and commercialize the facility for full-scale production. Information Commissioner Dr. Law Mefo made the announcement after the 8th Executive Council meeting in Awka. He said the decision follows a review showing the factory's potential after recent government-led rehabilitation, originally a federal pilot project. The plant had fallen into disuse, but under Governor Charles Soludo's administration, It has seen significant upgrades, including new processing equipment and power infrastructure. The move to privatize, the officials say, will ensure better management and allow factories to meet industrial and pharmaceutical standards, with plans to expand into fertilizer production using kaolin waste. And on the foreign scene, Ukraine is calling on the European Union to ramp up pressure in Russia by introducing tougher sanctions, including seizing Russian assets and penalizing foreign buyers of Russian oil. The request comes as United States President Donald Trump has held on new sanctions, raising concerns in Kyiv and across Europe. In a new 40-page proposal, Ukraine is urging the European Union to act more independently, even suggesting secondary sanctions that could affect countries like China and India. The document also recommends speeding up asset seizures and using majority vote on sanctions instead of requiring full consensus from all EU members. Kyiv says a stronger EU stance is critical to maintain pressure on Moscow, especially as the US appears to be stepping back from coordinated efforts. Now, world leaders have pledged over $170 million to support the World Health Organization's mission of saving lives and strengthening global health systems. The announcement came during a high-level pledging event at the 78th World Health Assembly. Donors include government, philanthropic organizations, and individuals, with Switzerland and the Novo Nordisk Foundation among top contributions. The new funds will support World Health Organization's strategic plan through 2028, which aims to save 40 million people worldwide. WHO Director Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus thanked donors, calling the pledge a strong show of global solidarity and vote of confidence in multilateral health cooperation. Many thanks for watching. Do join us. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms at Souq News Television. I am Olumide Shokoya. Good afternoon.
When conversations around figures, I mean money, flies around, serious-minded and business-conscious people will at every point open their eyes, because business ideas and opportunities can come up even at a bar. But for us, we are bringing you business ideas to your doorstep. And today I am saying welcome to Cashcraft, where we share with you tips on making money. We dig into the ordinary things around us, things we pass by daily, never knowing they could be our next income stream. My name is Grace Komolafe, and today we are stepping into the world of charcoal, not the one you fan under your suya or barbecue, but the one that's quietly building millionaires, fueling export earnings, and heated up markets from Lagos to places like Nairobi. In the smoky corners of rural villages, behind the crackles of burning logs, lies a black treasure, charcoal. It may not glitter, but don't be fooled. Charcoal is hot business, literally and financially. Now, before you turn up your eyes thinking it's dirty work for tired farmers, I want you to pay a close attention, because this is business, not push talk. Charcoal is made by carbonizing wood, burning it slowly in a low oxygen environment to remove moisture and volatile compounds, leaving behind a high carbon energy packed fuel. It's used in households, restaurants, bakeries, foundries, and exported in tons out of Africa to Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. Straight to the numbers, according to data from the International Trade Center, Nigeria exports over 400,000 tons of charcoal annually. That's millions of dollars flowing into an industry that, up until now, barely makes the headlines. Charcoal ranks among Nigeria's top 10 non-oil export commodities, and guess what? the market is growing, especially with the rise in demand for natural and organic heating fuel abroad. But how can you, yes you, tap into this business? So here are tips from top to bottom. Step 1, know your entry point. The charcoal business is wild. You can be a producer cutting and burning the wood, a distributor buying from villages and selling to cities, or a transporter, a retailer, or even go big as an exporter. If you want to go into production, you will need access to hardwood species like acacia, mahogany, or shea. This burn longer and cleaner. And please, don't just cut trees anyhow. Get your wood legally and where possible. Support replanting. Illegal logging is the fastest way to lose your business before it. All right, let's go to step 2. Carbonize like a pro. Charcoal is made in kilns. While many still use traditional earth kilns, modern alternatives like the Casamance kilns or Adaman retort kilns produce better yields, reduce smoke, and are friendlier to the environment. A small investment in an improved kilns can double your output and your profit. Now step 3, bag it right. Local sales, use 25 kg or 50 kg sacks. For export, your charcoal must be dry, dust-free, and neatly packaged. Now exporters deal in 20-foot or 40-foot containers, each holding up to 25 tons. So let's go to step 4. Know your market. If you're selling locally, look for suya sellers, grill restaurants, and food vendors. In urban centers like Lagos, Abuja, or Port Harcourt, and in Nigeria, charcoal sells fast, especially during festive seasons. Now, exporters, on the other hand, deal with buyers in Germany, UK, Belgium, Israel, UAE, and more. You will need a registered business and export license from NEPC and reliable logistics partners. That's very important, isn't it? So let's move to 5. Learn network. Grow. You need to network and you need to grow. The charcoal business is not enter and blow. No way. You need to learn the ropes. Join export forums, visit charcoal hubs in places like Oyo, Nasarawa, Kogi, and even Ogun State. Build relationships with local producers and study what foreign buyers want. And yes, think beyond just lump charcoal. There's briquette charcoal, eco-friendly, compressed charcoal made from agricultural waste, and that's the future. It's cleaner, greener, and already catching fire somewhere far off Africa. If you get small capital and you no load, this business they pay you. You fit load one truck and make better money. But customers and forest wahala, if it spoil your market, so yes, there are risks. The government can clamp down on deforestation. Poor quality charcoal can ruin your reputation, especially with international buyers. Export delays, custom seizure, they are all real. But with knowledge, structure, and strategy, you can turn charcoal into gold. So here is your takeaways. Charcoal is not just for the poor man's stove. It's for the smart man's pocket. It's a hustle, a venture, a serious export commodity. And whether you start small or go global, it is very much a cash craft. Remember, this isn't professional investment advice. It's a spark, a mental wake-up call that opportunity is often found where people don't bother to look. Until next time, I am Grace Komolafe, and today, what did I do? I have actually helped you to turn smoke into substance on Cashcraft.
obìnrin wà nà ẹ jẹ́ kí wọ́n gbapò yìí àbí àdébàpò kò sípò tí a lè gbà wọ́n nítorí ìdí èyí wọ́n ní àsìkò wa rèé wọ́n ní à ń sọ wọ́n ní kí a máa tẹnu mọ́ wọ́n nítorí tí a bá ṣe èyí wọ́n á gbọ́ wáyé àti ẹ̀dúpẹ́ nípínlẹ̀ Èkó ẹ bá mi pàtẹ́wọ́ fún gómìnà wa. Wọ́n ò fọ̀rọ̀ obìnrin ṣeré rárá o. Ṣé bó yé wa dáadáa? Táwa náà bá wò wọ́n ṣe ń yan èèyàn sípò. Àwọn obìnrin gan àgbẹ̀yìn rárá. Ọ̀rọ̀ wa dẹ̀ jọ wọ́n lógún dáadáa. Wọ́n fẹ́ràn wa. Wọ́n ò fọ̀rọ̀ obìnrin ṣeré. Àwọn náà mọ̀ wípé obìnrin èèyàn ńlá ni wá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́. Nítorí ìdí èyí òun ni wọ́n tọ́jú wa ní gbogbo ìgbà lójoojúmọ́ ọlọ́kọ̀ọ́jọ̀pọ̀ ètò tí iléeṣẹ́ tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ obìnrin àti ìgbógun ti ìṣẹ́ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó òun ni wọ́n ti ṣe kò ń ṣe iléeṣẹ́ yìí nìkan o wọ́n ṣe káàkiri ni nítorí náà ẹ jẹ́ ká pàtẹ́wọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i fún ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ní Èkó tí wá yàtọ̀ o wọ́n ń tọ́jú wa wọ́n ń ṣètọ́jú wa lójoojúmọ́ kò sí ọdún kan tí iléeṣẹ́ wápà tí wọ́n pín ohun èlò fáwọn tí wọ́n kọ́ níṣẹ́ kò ń ṣe wípé wọ́n kọ́ wa níṣẹ́ máa lọ láì gba ohun èlò iṣẹ́ àwọn tá a ti jàǹfààní àpọ̀lọ́jà àtìrẹ́rẹ́ lágbára Ọlọ́run ọ̀rọ̀ wa ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn obìnrin ibi náà ń fẹ́ kó dé á tún débẹ̀ á kọjá bẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ògbọ́n náà àtẹwọ́ tó gbópọn fún ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Gbogbo èyí tẹ́ wá láti ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ògùn àti ìjọba ìdàgbàsókè mẹ́tàdínlógójì tó wà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó á kí gbogbo ilé ẹ̀kọ́ sí o àti dárúkọ wa ẹ jẹ́ ká pàtẹ́wọ́ pé Olúwa ṣe o tún kà mí yẹ lọ́dún yìí. Inú àwẹ̀ àwọn onígbàgbọ́ la wà privilege to stand before you today as we mark International Women's Day 2025, a day set aside to celebrate the achievements.
Okay, Governor.
Mr. Selebu, the he for she of Nigeria, the man who is very passionate about the plight of women in Lagos State, the governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, the First Lady of Lagos State, our dear mother, Dr. Mrs. Claudiana Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, the wife of the Deputy Governor, Mrs. Oluremi Amzat, the past and present members of the Executive Council here present, chairmen and members of statutory commissions here present, members of the body of permanent secretaries here present, especially the permanent secretary, Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Mrs. Oluyemi Kalesanwo, chairmen of local governments and local council development areas here present, heads of government agencies and parastatals here present, the Yellow Day of Lagos, our very dear mother, Alaja Bintu Tinubu, thank you very much for attending. The SSA to the Governor of Grassroots and Women Affairs, Mr. Kehinde Bakari. The guest speaker of today's event, Professor A. Olurotimi Koka and Mrs. Titilayo Oshodi. Our women of inestimable value of this year's 2025 International Women's Day celebration. Our women, are you here? Akeke, are you here? Akado Okeodo, Ako Iketu, Ajerabi Ifelodu, Alimasha, Apapa Agamu, Amuwa Dabi. I greet all the local governments here. I will not be able to mention all. I celebrate you all today. Okay, Ayobo, Badagry, Badagry West, Barika, Kokakuda, Ejikbo, Ejikbo Idimu, Epe, Eredo, Etiosa, Etiosa East, Iba, Ibejuleki, Ibakodaye, Ifelodu, Ikodo Ikotu, Igbobobayeku, Ijade, Ikeja, Ikorodu, Ikorodu North, Ikorodu West, Ikosi Ejiri, Ikoyobonende, Ikota, Irubia, Isola, Itire, Oshofe, Lagos Island, Lagos Mainland, Lagos Island East, Lekki, Mosokwala, Mushi, Odiolowo, Oja, Ojodu, Ojokoro, Olorunda, Odibongo, Oriade, Orile Agege, Oshodi Salo, Ota Wori, Shomolu, Surulere, Yaba. I acknowledge you all. Iyaloja General of Nigeria, Committee of Wives of Lagos State officials. I welcome other top government functionaries here present, Catholic Women Association, women in the 57 local governments and local council development area, political women groups, various women groups. Are you here? Other very distinguished guests, friends of Papa, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great joy that I stand before you today to commemorate the year 2025 International Women's Day under the theme Accelerate Action. This theme is not just a call to reflection, but a reminder that the time for slow progress is here, is over. We must act with urgency, determination, and commitment to advancing the rights and opportunities of women in our society. Women are the backbone of families, communities, and economies across the world. women continue to break barriers, challenge stereotypes, and contribute immensely to national development. Yet, despite these achievements, we still face persistent challenges: gender inequality, economic disparity, gender-based violence, and limited access to quality education, healthcare, and leadership opportunities. Today, I call on all stakeholders, governments, civil society organizations, the private sector, and individuals to work collaboratively in accelerating the actions needed to close the gender gap. We must move beyond promises to practical solutions that will empower women and uplift the vulnerable. As a government, we have been unwavering in our commitment to supporting women through empowerment programs, training initiatives, and advocacy. We have created platforms that equip women with the skills and resources they need to be financially independent and self-sufficient. Our various skills acquisition programs and business development initiatives continue to transform the lives of countless women, ensuring that they are active participants in economic growth. Through scholarships, mentorship programs, and capacity building workshops, we are strengthening women's ability to thrive in all sectors. The challenges women face, whether at home or in the workplace or in society, can take a significant role on their mental and emotional well-being. Today, we have invited an expert to speak to us on our mental health conditions. As a ministry, we are actively working to provide safe spaces, counseling services, mental health support programs to ensure that women have the resources they need to live healthy and fulfilling lives. Women must not only have a seat at the table, but must also be active participants in shaping policies and decisions that affect their lives. We need more women in governance, business leadership, and community development roles. Tí ọ̀rọ̀ kan bá ti wà tó ń gbé wa nú, tó ń kan wá lóminú, tí ò jẹ́ ká ní fọkànbalẹ̀, àwọn pòfẹ́sọ̀ wa máa wá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ìyẹn o. Lẹ́yìn ìgbẹ́jọ́ wa pọ̀ lórí International Women's Day, tíìmù wa ni pé ká accelerate action, ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìgbésẹ̀ ńlá láti rí pé gbogbo nǹkan bíi gender-based violence, bíi sexual violence, bíi financial inclusion, ká gbé ìgbésẹ̀ ńlá láti tẹ̀síwájú lórí ẹ̀. Mo fẹ́ kí gbogbo wa dìde ká ṣọwọ́ wa báyìí pé alágbára láti ṣe He's a professor of psychiatry, consultant psychiatry, clinical psychology, and behavioral sciences. He's a lecturer at Lagos State University College of Medicine and also a fellow at Lagos State University Teaching Hospital in Kenya, Lagos. Professor Souq is widely known and has more than 90 academic publications in local and international scientific journals. He's credit. He's an author of 10 personal development and inspirational books. He serves his community through Rotary International, Young Men's Prison Association YMCA, and Medical and Counseling Ministry of the St. Paul's Church, Westbrook, Lagos, where he also a barrister. He's also a veteran of many church societies. He is a socialite of repute and belongs to many social clubs, such as the Police Club, Island Club, Yoruba Tennis Club, and Abeokuta Sports Club. He loves photography, he enjoys playing piano, guitar, and lawn tennis. He's happily married to Ika, a medical doctor, clinical psychologist, and public community health consultant. Please, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause once again for Professor A. Olurotimi Carter.
Thank you, ma. Mr. Senator, let's go. Let's keep not now. Not now, Mr. Dean. Do that later. Mr. Senator, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, Her Excellency, the First Lady of Lagos State, Dr. Mrs. Claudia Ebidoke Sanwo-Olu, Her Excellency, Mrs. Oluremi Hamzat, the wife of the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, and the dignitaries here present, please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I am a psychiatrist. In short, that means Dr. Olorotimi, and is want to accelerate action regarding empowerment, gender equality, fundamental rights of girls and women, addressing poverty. We must be balanced mentally. However, to be balanced mentally, all of us here must also be physically fit. That means we must carry out physical exercises 3 times a week for 1 hour to increase our heart beats to 100 beats per minute. So we must also enhance our social health, ability to make friendships anywhere you are. Then lastly, ability to enhance your mental health. Science has said that 1 in 5 women will develop mental illnesses such as anxiety, depression, panic attacks, and bipolar disorders. And what are the causes of this problem? Because women have many multiple social roles. They are mothers, they are wives, they are leaders in offices, they are spiritual leaders, and they have to fulfill so many social roles. Maternal depression is on the increase, and women don't know that they are depressed because the signs of depression are like that of malaria when it starts. Other causes of mental disorders: the death of a loved one, your husband, your child, divorce, separation, not being married, and you are married, don't have a child. And sometimes when you have a child and you don't have the support, it will also cause mental disorders. Employment, poverty, rape in women, women that live alone, single mothers, discrimination against them, stigma at the workplace. At home, difficult husband. Your husband don't want to cooperate with you. He doesn't want to hear you. So there's communication breakdown in the house. There's domestic violence. There's what we call also postpartum psychosis. 1 in 7 women that deliver children will have mental disorders. Ìyẹn ló ń pè ní àbísínwí in Yorùbá land. Also, when you are getting to 55-60, women also experience menopause. And menopause can also manifest as symptoms of depression. So when you're having issues, you start to think. As you are thinking, some chemicals are being pumped from your brain to all parts of your body. Dopamine, serotonin, adrenaline, and cortisol. And they start to affect your organs, your heart, your liver, your kidneys, and then you start to have symptoms. Initially, they come as symptoms of malaria, hotness of the body, weakness, headache, backache. Then the BP will go up, and we start to have hypertension. Some people develop diabetes. But the most important thing is that when depression sets in, most people do not recognize the signs of depression. Sign of being sad all the time, irritability, short temper, not be able to sleep, loss of weight. And if you don't get to see a psychiatrist, then you start to hear strange voices. You think some people are after your life, then it gets to guilt feelings, worthless feelings, and hopeless feelings, and that's when people attempt to commit suicide. If we don't recognize symptoms of mental illnesses, the consequences are enormous. Domestic accidents, violence in the house, tension in the house between the husband and children, verbal abuse, social isolation. I've seen women that said they don't want to go out again, so they have social withdrawal. It can bring about prolonged suffering, separation, unemployment, early death. So if we don't want to have mental problems, I'll teach you just 5 ways. These 5 ways, you don't even need to have money to have them. They are wonderfully selected, and they are very good psychological problems. Number 1, if somebody is stressing you anywhere, at work, at home, your mother-in-law, your father-in-law is stressing you and is making you want to have mental disorder, write a letter to that person. Dear sir, dear man, you know you are the most terrible person in this world. I feel like slapping you. So write 5, 10 pages, sign it, but please go and hide that letter where nobody will see it. 3 days later, go back to that letter and be amazed about the venom you poured in that letter. Number 2, abuse the person stressing you. Not to his face, so put a pillow on a chair. Write the name of the person stressing you. Mr. Jones or Mrs. Brown. Then abuse that pillow the way you would love to abuse that person to his front. So when you see that person following day, you will not have racing habits or palpitations. Number 3, between husband and wives. Very effective. When somebody wants to be difficult, either the husband or the wife, just walk away. Walk away, go for a long walk for 30, 40 minutes and come back to the house smiling. Number 4, dress your best every day. When you think you are feeling sad, that is when you need to dress your best to work. Because the comments will lift your mood. You are beautiful today. You are charming. You are pretty. Wow. And those kind of comments will make you to be happy. Number 5, which is when you are feeling low and feeling sad, that is when you need to use this therapy. It's called the dancing therapy. So I'd like the DJ to put Koloba for us. And I'd like everybody in this hall to stand up and dance 3 minutes to the Koloba. Please let us dance. I am a fantastic dancer. And we saw Mr. Selebu dancing on the stage there. If you think you can dance more than Mr. Selebu, please show us your skills. I'm a good dancer too. Everybody get up. music. Lastly, a very effective stress management technique is the laughter therapy. Laughter therapy, because of Lagos State stress, people have forgotten how to laugh. So we carry out laughter therapy for our patients at the Lagos State University Hospital. And if you don't know how to laugh, you will try to solve your problem. So I want everybody in this stadium to laugh from the bottom of their hearts. Let's go. I'm happy to be here. Wow. So if somebody has annoyed you, you can also laugh away the stress. So if you know these 5 stress management techniques, you'll be able to handle your stress. Now, I want you to study Yoruba pé gbogbo wàhálà tó wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yìí, ó jẹ́ káwọn obìnrin máa ní àrùn ọlọ́pọlọ, èyí tá à ń pè ní depression, ìrẹ̀wẹ̀sì ọkàn. Táwọn obìnrin bá jẹ́ depression, wọn kì í mọ̀, wọ́n kò rò bóyá èèyàn ló ṣe wọ́n ni. Báwo ni ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ máa bọ̀ depression? Wọ́n á máa ronú, wọ́n á máa kanra, wọ́n á máa bẹ́rù bọ̀dìjà, wọ́n ò ní lè sùn, wọ́n á lose appetite fún àbíkọ́ máa jẹun jù, ọkọ máa sùn jù. Táwọn bá jẹ́ mọ̀ pé àwọn ní gbogbo àwọn kí yìí ó máa jẹ́ kéèyàn ní malaria ni. Wọ́n á lọ bá dókítà wọn, dókítà ní malaria lẹ́ni o. Wọ́n á fọ lóògùn malaria. 3 months later, the same problem. Tó bá yá, wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa gbóhùn. Ohun tó ń pọ̀ máa gan, ó yá lọ gbé ìyàn létí, lọ jump sínú ibì kan, bọ́ra ẹ sí ohun. Náà tó bá tún ní treatment, á wá di pé ohun yẹn sọ fún wọn pé kúkú lọ end it up. So, and people don't know that it's because of depression. Wahala ayé, stresses of life will cause it. Unfortunately, ibi tó máa ń gbé àwọn problem yìí lọ ní church àbí mosque. Nítorí pé kò sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ gbé wàhálà ìlọ sí yàrá àbá òsì. Wọ́n ní ṣé mo ti wá ya wèrè ni? No, you don't have to go to the hospital. Psychiatric facility ó wà ní Lutz, ó wà ní LASUS, ó wà ní military hospital, ó wà ní some places. So when you have this problem, collaborate with us. Go to your general hospital, let them give you treatment. Àwọn tó bá lè treat dáadáa, wọ́n á refer àwọn wá sọ́dọ̀ wa ní Lagos State University Hospital, táwọn psychiatrist wà. So àwọn ọpọlọ mi pé èèyàn ti ya wèrè o. Bọ̀dé ìbàdàn ìfẹ́ ní mental problem. Àwọn ọkọ márùn-ún yẹn oníkẹ́ ṣe o. Write a letter, abuse, walk away, dress your best, and laugh away your problem. So to round up, 20 ways you can prevent mental illnesses. Number 1, love yourself, adore yourself, cherish yourself as a woman of substance. Don't be envious of other people's achievements. Learn to relax, set goals, sleep for 8 hours, ask for help, share your problems with your nurse, with your social worker, with your pastor, with your imam. Improve your social relationship. Be prepared for sudden change, like how changes in Nigeria. Recognize who are stressing you and deal with them. Learn something new. Take responsibility for what's happening to you. Don't blame anybody, blame yourself. Dance, laugh away your stress. Do anything that is possible to make you happy. So to conclude, we'll be able to talk about mental challenges of women, how to recognize them, how to prevent them, how to collaborate with psychiatrists in Lagos State. And once you do them, we are much more empowered to accelerate action regarding women's rights, regarding empowerment, gender equality, addressing poverty, and financing gender equality. Mr. Governor, sir, the First Lady of Lagos, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much.
Special advisor on climate change and circular economy, accomplished professional who has made a successful transition from a career in marketing and communication to becoming an organizational management
of women worldwide. This year's theme, Together We Can Forge Women's Equality, collectively we can all accelerate action. This is a powerful reminder that true progress is not just about acknowledging women's contributions, it is about deliberate action to ensure that women thrive in every sector, every community, and every economy. I'd like to appreciate His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Selebu, the he for she governor, Mr. Climate Change, the brand new Mr. Circular Economy Pioneer. Let's give him a round of applause, please, for his unwavering commitment to empowering women through policies and initiatives that promote inclusivity, sustainability, and economic growth. I'd like to extend sincere gratitude to Her Excellency, the First Lady of Lagos State, our mother, Dr. Mrs. Claudiana Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, the wife of the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, our second mommy, Mrs. Oluremi Hamzat, for your leadership and dedication to continue to strengthen Lagos' vision for social and economic development. To our Women Exco, in particular our host, my big sis, Honorable Commissioner for Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Mrs. Dada, I commend your tireless work in ensuring that women strive in all that they do through policies and initiatives that promote inclusivity and sustainability. We want to talk about circular economy and climate change. Women and circular economy is a conversation that we can drive through unlocking economic opportunities. Women must be empowered with tools, resources, and opportunities to become financially independent. We were able to establish a collection hub on February 14 to commemorate Valentine's Day. It was an expression of love. It was an expression of inclusivity. It was an expression of economic opportunity, not only for women, but also for everybody within the public sector in Alausa. The reason why we are mentioning this today is because we want to start to drive the essence of the culture within the public sector. You know that we all have that culture of savings. There's a job, there's cooperative, there's a susu. What makes the connection hub different within the circular economy context is that you're using your waste to achieve this economic we give God the glory to be able to witness the 2025 International Women's Day. Happy International Women's Day to every woman seated in the house here present, and to those that are watching us online. All glory, all honor belong to God. We want to thank our mother of the nation, distinguished Senator Oluremi Tinubu, who is a senior woman and a very strong advocate for women. And by extension, we use this medium to meet our president, the National He for She President, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We thank God. Our He for She in Lagos, Mr. Governor Babajide Olushola Aduragbemi Sanwo-Olu, thank you for always being there. And I also know that you do not do it alone. You have our brother, the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat. My sister, I greet you and acknowledge you. And for all our distinguished guests in the hall, in the stadium, I greet you. I want to stand on this well-established protocol by the MC and people that have talked before me. The year 2025 International Women's Day. The theme, Accelerate Action. Lédè Yorùbá, yára ṣàṣà fún ìdàgbàsókè àwọn obìnrin. Lédè Hausa, Aikato, Aiki. Lédè Igbo, Ike, Ngwagwa. To show you that all over the world, all over Nigeria, today is a significant day that we remember all our women. Not only celebrating them, but greeting them for their resilience, their dog-headedness, the hard work that they put to ensure that women's voice are recognized. This year's theme, Accelerate Action, is a powerful call to move beyond discussions and take concrete steps towards gender equality, economic empowerment, and social inclusion for women. Women have always been at the forefront of change, yet despite our resilience, progress towards gender parity has been slow. Today, we reaffirm our commitment not only to advocating for women's rights, but also to ensure meaningful and impactful action. In Lagos State, we have remained steadfast in implementing policies and initiatives that uplift and empower women. Through the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, thousands of women have gained access to economic opportunities, vocational training, and financial support to boost their business, as mentioned by the Honorable Commissioner of Women Affairs this morning. Beyond these commendations, the Office of First Lady has also supported these initiatives, extending the empowerment program to the wider public. However, we must recognize that more work remains to be done. Accelerating action means strengthening policies that promote equal opportunities for women in leadership, women in business, women in governance, and expansion in education, healthcare, and financial inclusion to ensure no woman is left behind. It means ending gender-based violence by reinforcing laws, increasing awareness, and ensuring victims receive the necessary support, while also encouraging women to take charge of their future by embracing innovation, digital skills, entrepreneurship in this evolving world. The Lagos State government, under the leadership of your dynamic governor, remains committed to improving the lives of women through empowerment programs, skill acquisition centers, intervention initiatives. We continue to foster an environment where every woman can thrive and contribute meaningfully to the society. As part of our commitment to eliminating gender-based violence, the Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency has intensified efforts to promote, support, and rehabilitate survivors through legal aids, shelter services, and advocacy campaigns. Ẹ̀yin obìnrin, ó ṣe pàtàkì kẹ́ gbọ́ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tí à ń sọ yìí. Kẹ́ lè mọ ibi tí òfin ti ṣiṣẹ́ dé lára àwọn iṣẹ́ obìnrin. Kò sí wípé wọ́n fipá lò pẹ̀lú obìnrin mọ́. Kò sí pé ní yunifásitì àwọn ọmọ yẹn obìnrin, àwọn lẹ́kítọ̀rà àwọn máa dà wọ́n láàmú. Òfin ti wà fún gbogbo yẹn. Ẹni tó bá ṣe ẹ̀wọ̀n gbére ló lọ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ìyá ẹ̀yin òbí tẹ́ ẹ bá mọ̀ ẹ ti mọ̀ ọ́ sí yín o. Wọ́n tún ti dá agency sílẹ̀, wo ni mo sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn, Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency. Ó wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Tó bá jẹ́ pé nǹkan kan ṣẹlẹ̀, bóyá ọkọ àti ìyàwó jà àbí wọ́n fipá lò pẹ̀lú obìnrin. DSVA, Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, ó wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Lọ́yà, agbẹjọ́rò, ó ti wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Ibi tó máa fi ọmọ yẹn sí àbóbìnrin yẹn sí, ó ti wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Àwọn dókítà tó máa tọ́jú arábìnrin yẹn, ó ti wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ má gbàgbé o, domestic violence, àwọn ọkùnrin náà ó máa affect wọn náà o. A rí àwọn obìnrin míì tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n dàgbọ́ ọkùnrin tó máa ń lu ọkùnrin. Àwọn ọkùnrin náà lè mú ẹjọ́ yẹn lọ sí DSVA, wọ́n lọ fẹjọ́ sùn, wọ́n má jẹ́ pé òdìkejì ló máa já sí. The Lagos State Child Protection Policy has also been reinforced to safeguard the rights of young girls and boys, ensuring that they grow in safe and supportive environments. Ètò wà fún àwọn ọmọdé náà. Àfẹ́ká àwọn ọmọdé wọ́n máa kiri nígbà tó yẹ kó wà ní iléèwé. Àfẹ́ká àwọn ọmọdé wọ́n máa ṣe àwọn iṣẹ́ kó pa owó púpọ̀ fún àwọn òbí wọn nígbà tó yẹ kó kàwé. Àwọn ní ọjọ́ ọ̀la wa, afẹ́kọ́ ṣoríire báwa náà, afẹ́kọ́ ga jù wá lọ. Ní iṣẹ́ ibi tí ìyàwó gómìnà wà, the office of the First Lady, we have the initiative of the Boy Child, which focuses on young men, mentoring our boys, avoiding the gap between the men and the women, ensuring that the vulnerable boys out there go to school and become responsible men so that they can support the women out there. Also in the office of the First Lady, we are strong advocates on stop tuberculosis, immunization, especially for all our children from age 0 to age 5. We are very strong on e-birth registration to ensure that all the newborn children are born and registered properly so that they can plan for their future, ensure that we have enough schools, enough teachers that will be provided for these children. Ó ṣe pàtàkì kí ẹ̀bùn pa àwọn iṣẹ́ tá a tún ṣe lórí ṣe àyẹ̀wò lórí ikọ́. Ẹlòmíì lè máa kúkọ́ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ yín fún ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì ọ̀sẹ̀ mẹ́ta ẹni kó lọ sí ilé ìyẹ̀wò. Wọ́n fi sọ pé bóyá ó ní ikọ́ fèrè àbí kò ní. Abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára náà a máa sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ẹ̀ púpọ̀ pé ẹjọ́ ẹ̀yin ìyá ẹ̀yin girama ẹ bá sọ fún àwọn ọmọ yín wọ́n gba abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára kan gbà pé nígbà tó yẹ kó gbà. E-registration ayé àtijọ́ ẹ bá ti bímọ ẹlòmíì pàápàá wọn fẹ́ lọ rẹ́gísítà ọmọ wọn nísìnyí ẹ ṣe bímọ yẹn báyìí àwọn kan ti wà nínú àwọn hospital ní ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn tó máa ń bí ọmọ wẹ́rẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n máa ti lo fóònù, wọ́n máa ti gba orúkọ òbí àti bàbá àti ìyá. Immediately wọ́n máa ti fún wọn ní NI number, National Insurance Identity Number, so that wọ́n bá ṣe ń dàgbà sí àwọn ìjọba wọn mọ àwọn nǹkan tó yẹ kó ṣe. At this junction, I wish to sincerely appreciate the key stakeholders who have played significant roles in advancing the cause of women in Lagos State, starting from young governor Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, who, despite Besides being a father and a husband, deemed it necessary to provide visionary leadership and unwavering support for women-focused initiatives, significantly propelling our progress in Lagos State. I also appreciate the Deputy Governor, Dr. Obafemi Hamza, and his wife, Mrs. Oluremi Hamza, for also supporting the growth and welfare of women in Lagos. We deeply appreciate your contributions. The Honorable Commissioner for Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Mrs. Bolaji Dada. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Mrs. Oluyemi Kanisogo, for your joint, relentless effort in championing women's causes, expanding empowerment programs, and driving impactful policies that have transformed countless lives. Again, we want to remember our mother, the wife of the President, distinguished Senator Oluremi Tinubu, on her program Renewed Hope Initiative, which encompasses and ensuring that better families are being recognized. Her pillars based on agriculture, on women empowerment, financial inclusion, social inclusion, very important, and environment. Over the months coming, you will be noticing and be hearing a lot about more on encouraging every woman to plant something in their homes to reduce the poverty level. You will also be hearing a lot about financial support, elder support, and you will also be hearing a lot on environment, ensuring that your environment is clean. When your environment is clean, you have a healthy nation. When you have a healthy nation, that is when you can plan different policies. That is when you can now start striving to attain some leadership positions. Last but not the least, is every woman should encourage every other woman out there. Please don't laugh at a woman that is trying to strive to be better. Please support every woman out there. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Àwọn yẹ́lò mi ni ẹ jàre, ẹ fún ẹ látẹ̀wọ́. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ẹ jọ mo fẹ́ ṣe kí kọ́kọ́. Ẹ sọ fẹ́ tó alẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ yín, you look beautiful. Ẹ tó alẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ yín bọ́ sí ẹgbẹ́ kejì, you look beautiful. Tó ti ẹ̀rẹ́wà tó tó yìí. Tó ti ẹ̀rẹ́wà tó tó yìí. Èyí má dà sí ti ẹ bọ́. You look outstanding. Tọ́ba ní sọ fún ẹ sọ fún ara ilé ní. Yes, I look outstanding. I look beautiful. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, beauty yẹn náà lè máa gbé lọ lélẹ̀ ní lágbára Ọlọ́run. You're beautiful inside and you're beautiful outside. Mo fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ gbogbo yín ni o. Mo fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ gbogbo yín. Pé ó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ nínú àwẹ̀. Inú àwẹ̀ ti kiri yó àti ti Mùsùlùmí, Ramadan Kareem àti lẹ́yìn gbogbo alákújájá. Lájáde lé ní pẹ́ gbogbo aláṣẹ ṣe gan-an ní ẹ̀ṣẹ́ pé ẹ̀yìn tó ti sùúrù sílẹ̀ àwọn oníkà máa dùn díẹ̀ àìmájó díẹ̀ sí nǹkan tó dáa là ń ṣe àdẹ̀dúgbẹ́ pé kò kí ṣàkó mẹ́rin àti àkó márùn-ún káwọn òkú ìlú wa ń ṣàkó kan lóyìnbó ayé ìjó díẹ̀ sí àtòmálọ́lé bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ti máa rí o. Thank you very, very much. On your behalf, I want to acknowledge once again my own First Lady, your First Lady, the First Lady of Lagos State, Dr. Claudiana Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, aka Ìyàwó Babájídé. Wife of the Deputy Governor, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, Mrs. Olúrẹ̀mí Hamzat, herself, thank you. Members of my female and male cabinet that are here, are they not lovely? And she's lovely, and they lovely. Aha, àwọn láàrin cabinet tó ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀rí àdúpẹ́ fọlọ́run. Thank you very much. I greet you, each and every one of you, especially Madam Wapa, Eshiu, statutory commission members that are here, thank you very much. Permanent secretary, thank you very much. Eshikonyu, chairman of our LCDA and our local council areas, thank you very much, Princess, and all of you, thank you very much. Our mothers, Yalodi of Lagos, Alaja Bintu, Tinubu, Eshikonyu, thank you very much for taking our time for sitting with us all throughout. Mrs. Honorable Mrs. Olajudoyin, thank you very much. We want to thank all of our council women that are here. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All of our guest speakers, Professor and Mrs. Lusu, thank you very much. Our Yaloja General here is represented. Gbogbo Yaloja, Lọ́tún àti Lósì, àdúpẹ́ gbogbo yín, thank you very much. All of our traditional institutions that are here, thank you very much. Community leaders that are here, thank you very much. Different political groups, female political groups that are here, thank you very much. All of our great women from all of the 57 local government and LCDA, all the way from Agege, all the way to Yaba, all the 57 of you, I greet you, I thank you, Eshikonyu, Eku Aduroti gbogbo gba gbogbo, Eshikonyu, Ayọ̀ Balógun, Otojo mẹ́ta o, Ọlọ́run ló gbóhùn lẹ́nu yín o, white jẹjẹ wọlé ní wọ́n fẹ́ẹ́ dájú gómìnà lọ lọ́sí òkè, gbogbo inú àwọn àmàlí àdúpẹ́ fọlọ́. Thank you very much, thank you. You can see that this year 2025 is a year of happiness and joy for each and every one of us. It's a year of blessing for each and every one of us. I want to use this opportunity, like First Lady said, to thank the leader of our government, Mr. President himself, who is number one, he for she. Through him, to also thank our First Lady, who were the beginning of the light of Lagos in 1999. We continue to acknowledge them. Thank you very much for your leadership. And to all the other First Ladies and former governors also that have run this place, we are here to celebrate all of you. Thank you for all the work that you have done to take us thus far. And so I want to thank all of you, and with immense pride, this year 2025, International Women's Day, which is globally a significant day. It's not just a day, it's on our calendar, but it's a powerful reminder of the essential role played by our women in shaping our society and driving progress. Our women internationally have come to acknowledge and recognize that we need to celebrate separately, differently. We need to set a day aside to celebrate, to thank you individually and collectively. And this year's theme is Accelerate Action. To accelerate action. It serves as a clearing call to move beyond the rhetoric and for you to take bold and decisive steps towards achieving gender equality and empowering women. The IW Day, celebrated annually, which is on the 8th of March, has its root over centuries of advocacy for women's rights. This year marks a pivotal moment as we celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Beijing Declaration on the Platform of Action, which was adopted all the way in 1995. You know, we all talk about the Beijing Conference in 1995. It is 30 years now of that conference in 2025.